Cancer, Cancer Rising and Cancer Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting July 3rd, 2017. And a quick reminder for all of you out there, the Tarot Home Study course is now available for purchase and download on my website, integrativemysticism.com. It's the same place you would go if you wanted to schedule a session with me. And a big thank you to everyone who's been so encouraging and so patient. We had an internet outage at my complex this weekend, all Saturday and the first half of Sunday. And so it made it really, really got in the way of getting that home study course up. And these weeklies, I was already working on the home study course, trying to get other things taken care of, and so these are probably going to come out late as well as I race to catch up to the end of the weekend. So thank you to everyone who's been so loving and so encouraging, and just hello to those of you who weren't very understanding. So what's going on with your astrology this week? Well, on Tuesday, we've got Mercury, planet of communications, haste and speed, getting ready to leave your sign, but not before making a 10th square to Uranus, currently in your 10th house of career. And be careful on this day. There may be some kind of random policy change or policy or schedule experiment or procedure experiment that is not going to go well. And this may be something that you don't even think about doing. This may be an idea brought on by a client, an idea brought on by a boss, or possibly even a rival or a coworker. Do not go down this road. Okay? Don't let yourself get peer pressured into taking an unnecessary risk when Mercury squares Uranus. Usually Uranus and Mercury are seen as sort of the genius planets, but sometimes when they actually clash with one another, we get sort of a mental head case kind of energy, and while everyone may be coming up with bright ideas or crazy, awesome sounding ideas, they don't actually get put into action very well, and they may be unrealistic. And I want you to make sure that you are not suckered in to the hype, because everyone who is will be sorry. On Friday, we've got Mercury freshly moved into Leo, into your earned income sector, and forming a gorgeous sextile to Venus in your 12th house of your past, your privacy, and your hidden zone. And there may actually be some kind of secret clue or secret opportunity revealed to you at the office that could be a fast track to get you some extra money. Remember, when Mercury's in our earned income sector, he speeds up everything. And this could actually be an extra gift or an extra secret that is meant just for you and not something that you're meant to be spreading around. So you can't tell nobody about it, no bragging, but also at the same time, you can't go and try and include other people with you and bring them on that bandwagon. This is just for you. So what's going on with your cards? Well, for your spiritual advice, we do have the card of Freyr. And again, we're focusing on establishing a standard of peace, contentment, and prosperity. We talk about setting a standard with Freyr. We talk about contentment as a standard. That means setting a vibrational standard this week. We talk about setting that kind of, it's what is tolerable around you. What are you willing to put up with in your space? What kind of energies, what kinds of vibes, what kinds of actions, what are your standards with those things? Is it a free-for-all? Do we take gold and crap here? Or is it meant to be, for focusing on something a bit more pristine? You have to set the standard in your space. You have to set the vibrational standard in your space. That's why spiritual people do protection spells, and blessings, and house cleansings, and exorcisms and things. It's setting a vibrational standard. Now, you may not feel inclined to go and do all of those things. I was just saying that as an example. But with, when it comes to this, it may be talking about a need to pay attention to where, as your life elevates, and it seems like a lot of July is about increasing and improving your standard of living, maybe that means you have to raise your standards for what you allow to be where you're living. What's going to come into that space? What's going to share that space with you when it comes to the people, the problems, everything along those lines? How do you maintain that good fortune and hold that vibration? Or in this case, hold that vibrational standard. That's going to be the theme of this week. And hells yes, we have the Chariot card upright for your Earth sector when it comes to your work and finances, and again, we have rapid advancement and possibly even the overcoming of some kind of barrier that has been set before you. That's at a base level, textbook definition. Now what I'm picking up from the Chariot card in this case definitely has more to do with, again, you being elevated, you know, and maybe even selected for something better. Selected for something higher than what you're asking for, you know. What I like about Cancer people is that you do have your humility. You don't have to go out and boast and hype yourselves up. You don't have to go on and put on a show. And somebody is going to be appreciating that this week. You know, because the Chariot card does talk about not only a celebration of your efforts, but again, somebody deciding that you deserve more. Whether it's they decide you deserve more in the middle of an interview, looking over your qualifications, your resume, or heck, maybe they just like you. Or perhaps this has to do with somebody deciding that, you know what, we're failing to utilize your expertise, and something that you display at work this week means we got to put you in another spot. But again, it's an elevation nonetheless. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, and the others in your life, we do have the King of Pentacles reversed. When it comes to friends and relatives, it seems to me that, again, here's a test to see, you know, how you feel about your vibrational standards. The King of Pentacles reversed often does show up as somebody that we do see as somebody who's fairly accomplished, fairly well achieved. But it doesn't necessarily make them always an easy person to know. Or maybe it hasn't really taught them how to be very personable. You know, there are plenty of well-achieved people and very, very successful people out there who are jerks, or just plain socially inept, or just imperceptive. And with the King of Pentacles reversed, there seems to be something going on where I feel like there may be a friend or a relative who, you know, may be actually, again, trying to be like, you deserve to come into my circle. For whatever reason, again, maybe you do deserve it, but with the King of Pentacles reversed, it's also saying, be careful. Again, is that the circle we want to be moving in? The King of Pentacles reversed can also indicate the pressure from somebody who is a bit obsessed with the idea of things like iconography and status symbols, suddenly liking you for those symbols, or for something that's it. It's the external, it's the superficial. That's not a way to start a friendship. And that's certainly not a way to plant roots with a family member. So it may be something that we need to work on tearing down if we want to actually have a good connection with this person. Hopefully this is a phase for them and not who they are. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Five of Swords reversed. Patching up can be a challenge sometimes to get the Five of Swords reversed. And I'm kind of feeling like this is a situation where you might not be feeling ready to patch things up with somebody. Or you don't feel like necessarily putting water under the bridge with somebody because we don't really plan on interacting with them anymore. And, you know, in a lot of ways that's okay. That makes sense to me. Okay, we don't feel like hanging out with them. Why do we need to go say sorry? We don't need to patch things up with somebody we're never going to call again. But the Five of Swords reversed is saying that it may actually be more necessary than you think. This may actually be a need to patch things up for the sake of a third party, and that's what's coming out for me. Looking at this. You know, when we talk about patching things up for the sake of a third party, you may not be interested in talking to this person again or being friends with him or her again, but you may find out that you do still have a friend in common that we do need to keep the peace with. We can't go around having petty silent treatment or just boycotting everything every event they show up at, because there is somebody that we do care about who, for whatever reason, still gets along with them. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the Empress upright. Beautiful card for love and romance, honestly, because the Empress does indicate an opportunity for a lot of you Cancer people to meet somebody, if you're single and looking, who may actually have these same priorities as you when it comes to the idea of what kind of household you want to live in. Maybe it has to do with, you know, same kinds of social circles, same types of taste. You know, because usually when I see the Empress card upright, I tend to see the whole package. There may be something about this person that actually does make you feel a little bit nostalgic. For some reason, the energy of nostalgia is coming in. They may even carry the energy of somebody that we used to like, either somebody that we used to have a little bit of a, you know, school kid crush on, or possibly even somebody that we just seemed to like in a book or some kind of movie that we were, you know, so into. But the Empress card upright does indicate somebody who embodies those qualities will be strutting into your space, for a little while at least. So, you know, take your chances. For those of you who are currently coupled, it's also gorgeous, because the Empress card upright can indicate an opportunity to, again, not only plant some serious roots, but to actually get started, and when I say get started, I mean officially get started on something that you and your partner, or you and your family have been trying to actually get off the ground for ages. Whether it's getting something off the ground in terms of, finally having the home you want to live in, the neighborhood you want to live in. Empress card upright can even indicate a situation where the two of you may find a way to successfully conceive a child, if that's what you want to have. Now that's a bit more textbook Empress, being all about fertility and whatnot, but the Empress card upright can actually bring that on the table. There may even be news about a child of yours and you, becoming a grandparent this week, if you want that. I'm not sure of the age ranges of everyone who watches my videos, so I don't want to scare people. Again, I'm talking to thousands of you right now. But it's a gorgeous week, nonetheless. So I hope you enjoy it. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me or get that Tarot Home Study course, you can follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com.